There's gonna be another anime girl as the thumbnail again, isn't there? You said it, not me. It's Q&A time again, Pesky style. Unless you're completely blind or you don't watch the channel as much as you should, we hit 40,000 subscribers relatively not too long ago. So, as is tradition on the channel, every fairly decent milestone, I like to do a Q&A just to, get some conversation going between myself and the subscribers. Give or take about 2 weeks ago, I made a community post, and I just asked, hey guys, send in your questions and I can answer them, as I've done with all the other Q&As thus far. So yeah, I'm essentially just going to be answering the questions you want me to answer. If your question doesn't appear in the video and you asked one, I'm sorry. There's just too many questions for one video. I have enough questions to make this a long video, so strap in if you have an actual decent attention span, which, man, social media has really destroyed everybody's attention spans. Yeah, I'm going to plug for all my socials anyway. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, all at the one true Pesky. I haven't posted on the Instagram or the TikTok at all, so once this video goes up, I'm gonna be trying to get those somewhat active. I'm not gonna be doing any like TikTok dances. Don't worry, you don't have to see that from me. I mean, what is TikTok to a smart person? TikTok's just an advertisement platform. So like if you want to see like billboards from me and shit, I mean not billboards, not literal billboards, but TikTok would essentially be a billboard for me. So I don't know, I'm just gonna be uploading like quick clips of the channel in there. Check it out if you're interested. As for the Instagram, God knows what I'll post there because I'm terrible at selfies, but you know what? Maybe I could post thirst traps. We'll do some pesky thirst traps. That'll be fun. I'm just being the bane of my own existence right now. Okay, let's just forget this ever happened and let's get into the questions. Just follow my socials and subscribe on here. Crawley Hunt and Forgettable Allosaurus both ask essentially the same thing, and it's have I ever thought of studying paleontology, or am I studying paleontology? And when I was a kid, paleontology was always like, the thing I wanted to do. I always thought it was so cool because I've loved dinosaurs since I was like 3 years old. This was like, it was essentially a hyperfixation. Like, a lot of little boys will get hyperfixated on like one specific thing, and it's always like a genre of certain things. It's always either something like cars, trucks, trains, pirates, astronauts, things like that, And one of those is dinosaurs. And, I actually had the hyperfixation on trains too when I was a kid. And I grew out of that one. Sorry, Thomas the Tank Engine. I still love you. Call me, okay? But for whatever reason, I just never grew out of the dinosaur phase, and I feel like a lot of other people can relate. And not even with just the dinosaur thing, like, there's a lot of, I don't know, adults who were fascinated with, like, space from the time they were that age, and it became their career. You hear about that all the time. So it's not really that uncommon to, fixate on something when you're a kid and just stick with it all the way through. And my advice to you guys would be, like, if you find something when you're a kid that just really interests you, if you have something that just really interests you, so long as it's not like weird or creepy or degenerate, which, there's some qualifiers there, don't let society tell you you can't have fun with it, because most people get pissed that other people have unique interests and they don't. That's what I've noticed. It's a whole lot of projection going on. I was supposed to be answering if I've studied paleontology or not, or if I am doing that. So anyway, I'm studying film currently. Although, in recent months, I've been thinking, but what if I also did paleontology? But unfortunately, my school doesn't have a paleo program, so I'd have to go somewhere else. Time will tell in the future. Time will certainly tell. So at the moment, not studying it, but I've thought about it. Since when do you remember yourself to start loving dinosaurs? It's actually a very vivid memory. So my uncle gave me this set of 6 dinosaurs when I was like, I want to say 3 years old, and I didn't like them at first. And then flash forward a set amount of time later, I don't know how much later, I remember playing with them. I was playing with a Ceratosaurus and a T-Rex, and I was making them fight. And, obviously the T-Rex won. I guess little kids just have an inherent bias towards T-Rex for whatever reason. I guess kids just know inherently how strong a T-Rex actually was. It must be like an instinct or something. But yeah, anyway, I was playing with them, and I was like, damn, these things are cool. And then I went out to the balcony on the second floor of my house, and I shouted down to my mom, who was in the kitchen, actually, Mommy, I do like dinosaurs. And that was it. That was literally it. That's my core memory. That is my origin story for how my love for dinosaurs became a thing. And actually, I think I have a photo of the 6 dinosaurs that were the OGs. I'll throw it up if I can find it. The Ceratosaurus in particular is very ugly, but I love him for it. But yeah, I still have all these guys, and once I have a house or something, they're going to be displayed in a very special place. Are you a Chad? If so, prove it. Oh, it's funny you should say that, because a couple months ago, I accidentally took a picture of myself, and on top of that, I can also pull off a pretty mean soy jack too, so I cover all ends of the spectrum here. It really just depends on the day for me. What would be your favorite Carno iteration? I assume that's like, you know, my favorite portrayal of Carnotaurus in media. Definitely Prehistoric Planet Carno, easy. Mainly because, you know, it's super up to date and I don't know how much more up to date it could possibly be. It has all the correct anatomy. He has actual meat on his bones instead of being like, you know, shrink wrapped. They applied muscle to him. Yeah, I don't know how much more accurate the Prehistoric Planet Carno could be other than like the way his osteoderms are arranged, because they weren't actually in rows, they were like scattered around his body randomly. But when they were actually producing the documentary, I'm pretty sure that they didn't actually know that, or the paper on it wasn't published, so they didn't have time to correct it. But other than that, it's a very solid portrayal, and I mean, our Carnotaurus material is so complete, I don't know how it could possibly get any more accurate as far as the portrayal goes. And then we get into the existentialism. What do I feel about the importance and significance of life and why we as a species should keep going? Oh boy. This is relating back to my Stegosaurus video. If you haven't seen that yet, I had a bit of an existential crisis, so go watch that if you haven't already. See, that's the thing. I don't know why it's important for a species to keep going. I mean, my answer would be to keep your bloodline alive, but that's essentially the same as keeping a species going. I can't answer that because I don't know what created the universe and why it was created. So, next question. Are you planning on posting any more Beast of Bermuda content? Yes, when Titania drops and that whole new update. 2, what other games do you enjoy outside the dinosaur genre? Not many, to be honest. Mainly like Super Mario and Pokemon and stuff like that. That's essentially it. Like the games that I play regularly now, I play them because they have dinosaurs in them and not because they're video games. I was big into like Mario Kart and Super Mario Bros. When I was younger. And I mean, that's not to say that I don't like it. I just don't play it as much. Like it was my go-to activity back when I was a kid. And you know, now I'll just play for fun if I'm playing with my sister or something. And Super Smash Brothers too. I really enjoyed Super Smash Brothers. But other than that, I don't really play too many other games at all. I mean, as I said in my Call of Duty video, dude, we're getting so many plugs in, yeah. As I said in that video, bad game if it has no dinosaurs in it. And what are my top 5 favorite dinosaurs? No particular order because they change all the time. I would say probably Carnotaurus, Ceratosaurus, Diabloceratops, Suchomimus, and Iguanodon? Maybe? Like, that's the thing. Like, I have a lot of different favorites, but they all fluctuate in and out. Like, Spinosaurus is up there. T-Rex is pretty cool, too. Specifically Prehistoric Planet T-Rex. Spectrovenator, Stegurus, not Stegosaurus. I mean, Stegosaurus is cool, too. But, you know, the little guy with the axe tail. Top 5 fluctuate, but my number 1's always the Carnotaurus. How do you feel with people online calling you by your real name instead of Pesky? Does it ever happen? And if it does, do you mind? No, usually everyone calls me Pesky online. The more appropriate question would be, how do you feel about people calling you Pesky in real life? Because it's funny, my cousins will call me Pesky more than they do my actual name now. And I just think it's hilarious, personally. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, my name is Joseph. When I was younger, I never really cared that much about my name. It was just like, you know, it's a normal name, I suppose. And then as I got older, I was kind of like, I don't know if I really like my name, because it's like, I don't know, Joe's, it's kind of boring in a sense. I mean, there's a reason that the whole thing is like, oh, you're average Joe, you know? That's why the saying exists. You get the joke, you get the point I'm trying to make here. Obviously, I'm 90% sure the origin is like Joseph as in like the father of Jesus Christ, which is, if I'm not mistaken, Jesus is essentially God. while also not being God at the same time. So like, if you're the father of God, that is some Sigma tier stuff right there. So yeah, the name Joseph, I've warmed up to it quite a bit. And yeah, Joseph. This is like a narcissism of extravaganza right now, but I'm just saying my name, Joseph. I think it's pretty cool, actually. What was the most embarrassing thing that happened to you in general? Yeah, see, certain things just should not be known to the public. And now that I'm thinking of several embarrassing instances, I'm gonna have to answer your second question. And I am not doing good anymore. I'm doing bad because your question made me relive all of these traumatic experiences. So thank you, Clarks. Thank you for making me feel terrible. Do you like Pokemon? Yes. Which is your favorite? Sandile evolution line. Do I prefer pancakes, waffles, or French toast? I have to go with pancakes. French toast, close second. Waffles probably coming in third place. What is your biggest regret? This one also treads into TMI territory. However, I am going to give you guys some advice, especially when it pertains to women. Never, ever, 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 ever miss an opportunity because you were a coward. I think it's pretty obvious what I'm implying here, and it will be even worse if the signals are very, very, very obvious. What is my opinion on the Queen's death? Oh my god, you people are brutal. My opinion, rip. I don't know what else to say. Also, when is your birthday? June 9th, 69. 6'9", funny day. It's almost like some things were written in the stars, you know what I'm saying? Why are you sexually attracted to a Margosaurus? I know what this is in relation to. This is in relation to a very unfortunate screen cap of me in my Smash or Pass Dinosaurs video, and I'll let it speak for itself. Is the Onceler from the Lorax hot? Okay, hear me out. Considering you're a Florida man, what is the craziest shit you seen down there? By the way, are you safe from the hurricane named after me? Oh, your name is Ian? I mean, I feel like that feels wrong to say on a public platform, but you essentially just said that your name is Ian, so you said it, not me. The hurricane, I was fine. I just went further south, just spent the hurricane time with some family friends. It was a good decision, actually. Craziest shit I've seen down there, though? Nothing too bad. Although, actually, it's funny that you say that. While I was at these, family friends' house for the hurricane, I ended up seeing a gator in their backyard because they have, like, this lake right at their backyard. And I'll throw up the picture that I took, actually. Or, I also took a video, so maybe I'll throw up the video, too. But, we saw a gator just swimming by. And it was pretty cool. And, you know, my immediate thought was, oh my gosh, a Deinosuchus. The Isle fans when they see an aquatic reptile. Do I draw? Not very good. My sister draws, though. And actually, I'm going to use this to plug for her art account on Instagram. So go follow Olive Arts. She does some pretty cool stuff. Pretty cute stuff, too. Although saying that, I do have my Drawing Dinosaur series, so go watch that if you haven't already. Man, I'm getting in so many plugs today. Have you seen this Over the CARNOTAURUS video where he said he's done with dinosaur survival games? And if so, how do you feel about it? I ask because I know you two had a decent history with each other, if I'm not mistaken. You know, I thought we had a decent history too, but apparently not. How do I feel about it? He's kind of right about the whole genre. I mean, I didn't watch the whole video. I got his basic point. You know, it's frustrating, but I'm also getting to a point where it's like, stop complaining. You're just whining at this point. And maybe it's his tone, because he does come across as quite a whiner and quite a blow things out of proportion type of guy. But, you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm just being overly hostile because, well, if you know, you know. Will you decide to include this question in the video? Left wing or right wing? Personally, my favorite wings are buffalo wings, and if you say anything else, delete the channel. Yeah, obviously buffalo wings are superior. Like, America literally has this forced paradigm of, are you left or are you right? And, you know, if you have more than 8 brain cells, you can understand that, like, an ultimatum between left and right is essentially saying that we're actually two sides of the same coin, and you have no real freedom, and our elections are skewed, and they intentionally put people with different colors in the office every couple years to make you feel like you're actually in a democracy, but you're actually not. The jig is up, America. Do you think playing the Isle did something bad to your mental health in the past years? If so, don't. Listen to me talk. Look at me, for God's sake. What do you think this game did to me? Nothing good. I have one question. What's wrong with you, XD? See the previous question to get your answer. Why CARNOTAURUS? Like, why is it my favorite? I don't know. I just started playing it a lot in the Isle when I first got the game. I was like, damn, this dinosaur is pretty cool. And also, you know, Carno was one of my favorites growing up, thanks to Disney's Dinosaur and stuff like that, and also thanks to Dinosaur King. As the normies describe it, it's a T-Rex with horns. How metal is that? How is life? Smiley face. And, you know, life was good, but now it's great. Because Giganotosaur X, with a mediocrely cropped profile picture, has just asked me how my life is. And for me, it's just stuff like that that makes every moment of life worth it. Are you real? No, I'm not real. I'm part of a toxic parasocial relationship that you are currently participating in. And you should leave, but not before subscribing. And 2, do I have any plans for merch? Yes, as I've said before, I do have plans for merch. Eventually, I have to go with the soon TM because I don't know when that's gonna be. But, you know, I'm thinking pretty basic stuff, like maybe a sweatshirt, stickers. I do want a Pesky sticker, I know that, which that shouldn't even be hard to make. But like water bottle stickers, you know, because recently I've actually gotten into like sticker collecting, like, you know, for like my laptop and stuff and putting on my Hydro Flask. It's actually a lot of fun, so yeah. At the bare minimum, you can expect stickers and probably some sort of sweatshirt, except I want the sweatshirts to have, like, I want them to be, like, you know, not obviously YouTuber merch, because everyone knows if you wear YouTuber merch, you get bullied. Hershey Park 2021, I was there, and I saw someone wearing Dream merch, and they were exactly what you would expect. Literally. Purple hair, less than stellar physical appearance. It just proved the stereotype true, and I was like, well, you know, who could have seen that coming? Is cereal a soup? No, because when you're eating a soup, the main attraction is the broth. All the stuff in it is, you know, secondary. To eat cereal, you don't have to have milk. The cereal's the main course. The milk is a supplement that you can add or not add depending on how you're feeling. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Only very specific things belong on pizza. And pineapple's not one of them. And 3, who was in Paris? My legal team has advised me to continue answering this question no further. Do I pull up and hop out at the after party? As a matter of fact, yes. Me and all my friends, yeah, we love to get naughty. Sipping on that hen. I know we love that Bacardi. Can you make a video killing someone with a rock? And, you know, David Led 12, if you're willing to volunteer, I will gladly do it. What was my motivation to keep making videos? Clout. And what was my favorite video to make? I have a lot of favorites. I like CARNOTAURUS versus the Mega Herd a lot. I also like my Isle Balance video. And I like my Deinosuchus River video, and all my Primal videos are pretty fun. Nostalgia-wise, it would definitely be CARNOTAURUS versus the Mega Herd. PB&J or grilled cheese? Neither. I have horrible experiences with both of those. Every day in 6th grade, my mom would pack me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, because that's what I wanted that year for whatever reason. Like before that, it was usually a ham sandwich, but for some reason, I wanted a PB&J sandwich in 6th grade specifically every day. And I remember one day I just got so sick of eating it every single day that I nearly vomited. So that was fun, never going back to PB&J. And as for grilled cheese, I was in Washington, D.C. one time, well, outside of Washington, D.C. I was in National Harbor, and we went to this restaurant called Redstone, and I ordered swordfish. Real smart idea, except it wasn't actual swordfish. It was a swordfish grilled cheese sandwich. I ate it, hated it, didn't finish it, later on got food poisoning because of it and was vomiting our entire trip to DC. So, yeah, fuck both of those sandwiches. I hate them equally. I probably hate the grilled cheese a little bit more, actually. Favorite way to die in the Isle? Definitely in a fair, honorable fight. Either that or suiciding into something knowing that I'm gonna die. Because if I know that I'm going to die and I want to kill off my dinosaur and grow a new one, then I mean that's literally the sign of a life well lived on a dinosaur, because you know you're bored, you've done everything you feel like you can do on this animal, and you don't really care if you lose it. So that's, in my opinion, the best way to lose a dinosaur in the aisle. Do I ever plan on making Arc 2 videos? Yes, I do, and I also may or may not plan on making regular Arc videos. I know I've said in the past that I would never do that, but I may or may not have had a change of heart when Arc was free on Steam for a couple days, so stay tuned. And 2, do I like/love Utyrannus? Yeah, back to like the 5 favorite dinosaurs in the beginning of the video. I didn't even mention Utyrannus. Like, Utyrannus shifts into my top 5 every now and then too. It's like, there's just so many dinosaurs that I like. So yes, I love Utyrannus. What was your motivation or reason to start the channel? Clout. How much money have you spent on Primal Carnage? More than I'd like to think or admit. But you know, if it's helping keep the game alive, then it's not for nothing. What was the first person to milk a cow trying to do? I think we all know the answer to that, and none of us like the answer. Secondly, do mermaids give birth to live children, or do they lay eggs? Well, based on, you know, commonly known mermaid lore, they don't need to come to the surface to breathe. So they obviously have gills somewhere on them, which, how does that work? Because they would normally be up on the front, so, but they also have lungs. So when you think about the science of mermaids, it gets really interesting really quickly. I would assume that they would lay eggs, because they don't have like butt cheeks, or they don't have, you know, typical human private areas. So I would assume they would have a cloaca, but now that's an image that I don't really want in my head, because like, would it be on their front side or their back side? So I mean, I would assume they would lay eggs, right? Finally, why do round pizzas come in square boxes? Society, man. I don't know. 1984, literally. What's my favorite holiday? December 25th and June 9th. Obviously December 25th, because, you know, Christmas, you get some free stuff, and also Jesus Christ was born, which is pretty cool. And June 9th because 1, it's my birthday, 2, it's National Donald Duck Day, and 3, it's also National Sex Day. So, wink wink, nudge nudge. What is my opinion on Ceratosaurus? He gets beat up way too much in paleo media. Jurassic Fight Club, they had no reason to be that mean to Ceratosaurus. It was hard to watch. How did I become a based red-pilled Sigma male Carnotaurus? Definitely via a lot of confidence building and also having correct opinions. Finally, for our last question, what do you think was your best and favorite accomplishment that I've met? And which dinosaurs for Evrima am I most excited for? And how do I think they'll impact the game? I'm not sure what you mean by my favorite accomplishment, whether it's like real life or YouTube, so I'm just gonna assume you mean relating to YouTube. It sounds really basic, but being able to stand out, I guess, has been neat. Like, the fact that I've been able to put myself out there enough to build a following, I think in itself is like the main accomplishment, no matter how much it may pale in comparison to some of the larger names on this platform and, you know, in the world in general. But, you know, it's fun, and I'm proud of it. Like, I am proud of myself. And I don't mean for it to sound like I'm bragging or anything, but I mean, when you accomplish something, you shouldn't undersell it. You don't want to come across as, like, major dick face about it, but you also want to say, like, yeah, I did that thing, and I'm proud of the work that I put into it, and I'm glad it worked out. And as for which dinosaurs I'm excited for in Evrima, out of all of them, probably Acro. Acro's that one weird dinosaur, too, that's gonna shake up the meta in a lot of ways just because of his positioning. He's not a true apex, but he's very close to one, so that allows for a lot of very interesting matchups. So I think he'll shake up the game when he's eventually added to it in 2034. But, you know, until then, we'll just have to wait and see. So, thank you guys for sticking with me through this whole video. If you have, or I mean, if you skipped here, then why would you do that? I need the watch time pennies, you know? I need the ad rev. So, please go back and watch the whole video. But, yeah, follow the socials. Like I said, I'm going to start posting on those. How frequently? Time will tell. And, yeah, thank you for 40,000 subscribers, everybody. I know it's a little bit late of a celebration, and I also went on record saying that I would do something for 30,000 subscribers, but I just never did. It's just the way I am sometimes, let me tell you. But seriously, it means a lot that y'all stuck with me for this long, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't wait to see where we go next as this little parasocial relationship family. So, peace out, everybody. Like and subscribe, and I will talk to you in the next one.